Everybody, we're back. It's a good song, too. My first guest is an Academy Award-winning actor. Beginning Friday, you can see him in the film Secondhand Lions. Great pleasure to welcome Michael Caine. That's great. Now, they play the Austin Powers theme whenever you walk on now.
Yeah, they used to play Alfie.
They used to play Alfie,
Yeah,
but now you have that
Austin
credit.
Powers, yeah, well, Austin Powers was weird because I'm in that picture and children love that picture. You
Yes,
know,
they do.
Little kids go and see that picture, but nobody recognizes me because I wore a black wig.
But I remember when I heard that you were playing Austin Powers' dad, thinking immediately, that's perfect, that's great.
Well, it was in a way because Mike Myers...
Yes.
Directly that spy came on with the glasses, I knew that it was based on Harry Palmer, who was a spy I played in the 60s.
Right.
In a picture called The Ipcress File. And then he wrote me a letter saying it was his dad, I was one of his dad's favourite actors. And so he wanted me to play his father. And he wrote me a letter which he later described on one of the talk shows as the most grovelling letter he'd ever written in his life. And I fell for it.
You fell for it, yeah.
I said, oh, it's great. He thinks I'm great. I'll do it.
Yeah. And then once you signed up, he was like, no more groveling.
Me,
yeah. You just got a Lifetime Achievement Award at Lincoln Center. Tell us about this.
April. Yeah, that's
they announced it though.
They announced it. It's in April, and then you go there with that. You know, when you're getting on a bit, it's the start of people telling you you're finished. But they call it an honour.
Really?
And you go,
really?
It's an honour that I'm getting old?
Yeah.
Anyway, but...
So you think it's their way of almost saying you're done now?
You're done, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like some of them, one of those awards, I won't mention which, is you're guaranteed to die a week later. Everybody goes on the award, and they get the award, and they go home and die.
Yeah,
It's quite amazing.
Yeah.
But the problem, I've had these Lifetime Achievements Awards for quite a little while now. It's rather disturbing. And
they really started a while ago.
Yeah. And what they do in it is, to honour you, they show clips from all your movies right through your career. And you think to yourself, isn't this wonderful? And I thought, they're going to show right from the start to right up-to-date film, like Secondhand Lions or something.
Right.
And what happens is that they show you the movie, all clips from the movies, and I didn't understand until I saw it, is you watch yourself grow old. You start off all bright, I'm like an Alfie going, I get all the... And gradually you go, and it looks like the film's melting. And you gradually the sky... And at the end, you're sitting there, you know, I'm sitting there like in Secondhand Lions with glasses. It's bloody terrible. And this is an honour in our business.
And then they're done, and everybody goes, yay, you got old.
Yeah. And then you have to give a speech.
Yeah.
Which is terrible.
Right.
So it's thanking everybody for making you feel rotten.
Yeah. This sounds like a nightmare. Don't go to this thing.
No, I know. It's actual fact. It is a great honour. I mean, you look at it, and it's like Charlie Chaplin and...
You're in great company.
I mean, yeah, what is it? Someone once said, a man is judged by the company he keeps.
Right.
Well, in this case, it would be very good.
This is very good news for you,
it's very good news for me, yeah. But I'm still not looking forward to growing old fast.
No. I'm sure you just avert your eyes during that part. Go out in the lobby.
I'm going to look at the first 4 or 5.
Right.
And then shut my eyes.
Then hit the lobby, have a beer, and then come back. Yeah. You started in the theatre. Is that correct? I didn't realize that you did a lot of theatre work before you got into film.
I started in the theatre. I came out of the army when I was 20, and I started in the theatre. And I basically went into the theatre really to meet pretty girls. That's all I was there for, really, because, you know, where I came from, if you were pretty, you moved away.
Right.
you know those areas? You know, they say, why aren't there any pretty girls?
What's it like when you go to that town now?
Yeah, and they go, you're back, good to see you. Yeah, well, I joined this little repertory company in the country, and I didn't know, but what it was, all the men were gay.
All the men in the repertory company were gay?
7 men were gay. But I didn't know what gay was.
These were simpler times.
I thought gay was cheerful.
Right.
I was the last person to think gay meant cheerful.
Right.
And I was gay. I was very cheerful.
Right.
But they got the wrong impression.
Right.
So, you know, the first thing I ever demanded in the theatre was my own dressing room.
Right, right. Because
Yeah.
this was...
Yeah.
Because, you know, nowadays, gay culture is such a part of our lives and everyone's familiar with it.
Yeah,
but at the
you
time...
don't understand what it was like. Like, I came into the business 50 years ago.
Right.
Boy, I really am getting old. I'm not...
I think you just swore.
I was gonna, no,
yeah, watch that.
Yeah, don't do that.
We're on Cinemax now.
You're on Cinemax?
Yeah, well, for this episode, if you're going to keep swearing.
I didn't swear.
I thought you did. We'll add a swear in later so I don't look crazy.
Later, yeah.
I can do that digitally. We're adding a swear right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm suspicious of all that stuff. I've seen this show with the digital. I just watched Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, we gotta behave. Yeah. Now, so you had no idea. You didn't even know what gay was, and did someone explain to you what being gay meant?
They did.
They did. Oh, they explained it to you.
Yeah, they did great. Yeah.
Yeah. Come with me. We want to tell you something.
I thought it meant. They didn't give me any lessons or anything. They just told me about it.
They just told you.
Yeah. They told me. And it took about a month for it to sink in. I used to think about it. And it's very hard if you don't know what... It's difficult if you don't know what it is, you know?
Right, right.
Yeah.
So you thought about it.
And I thought about it, and then I went, yeah, it's fine. You know, I don't care what other people do.
Right, right.
And so it was fine. It was great. But the great thing about it is there were also 7 girls in the repertory company.
Right.
And I had no competition.
That's good. That's the happy ending to that story.
Yeah, so that was a happy ending. That's why I like show business so much. 7 girls and me.
You have, I think, probably the most famous Cockney accent in the world. Is that fair to say?
I have a voice that everybody impersonates, yeah.
Do you offended when people try and do a Cockney accent and they get it all wrong? You know, when you see a bad play where people play a chimney sweep and...
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Well, you know, exactly. I mean, I guess, you know, Dick Van Dyke, who I love, but he, you know, created a, you know...
There was the best Cockney accent I ever heard was from a foreigner. There was a black actor in a film called American actor in a film called The Crying Game. I think Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, Forrest Whitaker. Yeah.
Forrest Whitaker. I'd never heard of Forrest Whitaker, and I just saw this black guy come on. He was a black Cockney soldier.
Right.
And he was the most convincing Cockney I've ever seen. His accent was absolutely perfect. And when someone told me he was American, I didn't believe it.
Right.
And it was incredible, because Cockney is very hard to do. It's full of glottal stops. And
I've always found it easy. I do a great one, I think.
Go on, then, you do your...
Hello, Governor! I'll sweep your chimney out, I will.
You've been taking lessons from Dick Van Dyke.
It's the post travelling life, the travelling life for me. Best cabin captain's quarters.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you. Pretty horrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
The fact that I have a giant...
The Cockney is different. Where are you from? You're from...
Brookline, Massachusetts. Yeah.
Oh, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
That's a funny accent up
there,
there,
that's a funny... I can't even do that. I had it when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I had it, and it just went away because I lived in so many other cities.
I did a New England accent in the Cider House Rules, and that was difficult. And then they were talking... Yeah, and they were talking about... When I first asked about the accent, they said, well, Boston's in New England. And I said, oh, really? And they said... And there's always a little thing about accents. They have a little thing to tell you how to do it.
Right.
And the Boston one, they said, well, what do I do? I said, well, all day long, you just say, park the car in the car park.
Right,
That's it. Park the car in the car park.
Right.
And I played a Southerner years ago, many years ago, in Harry Sundown. And I asked Vivian Leigh, who had done Gone with the Wind and Streetcar, and I said, how do you do a Southern accent? Because she was very good. And she said, all day long, you say, four-door forward. Four-door forward.
Right.
Four-door forward.
Four-door forward.
Yeah. And then...
Mine just came out as a John F. Kennedy. Four-door forward.
Forward, you park.
You get the four-door forward.
Yeah. You went back to Boston.
Yeah, I was an idiot. Yeah.
That's a park the car in the car park.
Yeah, I know, but I can't. I do. It's all going to come out like Kennedy.
Yeah. And then there's always a little trick in it. And then when I did Second-Hand Lions, I did this picture we're talking about.
Yes.
Is I play a Texan. And then I learned this for this actor who taught me, who was a dialogue teacher called Joe Stevens. He taught me, he recorded all my part and sent it to me on a tape recorder. And then when I got to him, I said, he said, do this Texas accent for me. So I did it. He said, well, that's a very good Texas accent. He said, but it's with a British rhythm.
Right.
And I said, what does that mean? He said, well, he said, when you speak English, it's like every word is like a soldier standing to attention separately. He said, when you speak Texan, he said, you got to make the words lean on each other, just like that.
Oh, wow.
He said it's very...
That is such a great observation. Yeah.
And this, you see that?
Right, it just...
And I had that difficulty, and I still had the Englishness.
Right.
But once he said, there's all the words lazy, you see, and they just lean on each other. Just before they fall, they lean on the next one, like that.
That is amazing. That is fantastic.
It's really good.
And this is, convincing. You're in this with Robert Duvall.
Robert Duvall and Haley Joel Osment.
Haley Joel Osment, and you are, tell us just, because we have a clip here.
Robert Duvall and I are old Texan brothers who have been all over the world. We've been in the French Foreign Legion, in the wars, and we've come home to Texas, to our little old ranch, to die, because we figure we're useless and we're too old and we would just want to die. And a relation dumps our nephew on us, which is Haley Joel Osment. We hate him, he hates us. You know, and he doesn't want to be there, we don't want him there. And the story is, it's a wonderful family film, which I've never made before. It's a wonderful family film about how people change each other for the better and give each other a reason to live.
We have a clip here. Do we need to know anything specifically for this clip?
This is a clip of where it's just a fight scene.
Okay.
But it sums up how the two characters are.
This is no family film. There should be no fighting. No. Let's take a look at this clip from Secondhand Lions.
That way.
But there's four of them. Three of them. Can you share?
Nah. After 40 years, I'm used to it.
Wow, you had Robert Duvall is doing all the work in that scene. Robert Duvall is doing all the work, and I just picture you guys shooting that scene and the director saying, you guys okay? And you saying, I'd like it one more time.
Yeah, I want one more. Let's see that go by again.
I didn't like my hands crossed in that one. Secondhand Lions opens Friday, and one of the best things about my job is I get to meet and talk to people like you. Thank you so much for coming back.
Thank you so much.
Great to have you. Michael Caine, everybody. Jason Biggs coming up. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.